guys, it's Kendra from Crafty Kendra. I've had a lot of people ask me how I made my friend's wedding invitation. This is it and how it opens. And so today I'm going to show you guys how to make it. So I have this one, and then I also have this one. And instead of undoing the bow, I'm going to show you a cool way that you can keep it hanging. This one I have in mind as a shower invitation. And it would be great for a bridal shower or a baby shower. And instead of undoing the bow, just keeping it done and putting it down below. So there's that. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is bring in our score pal. So here's our score pal. And what we're going to do is I have a full sheet, 8.5 by 11, of pink Pirouette, and we're going to put it onto our score pal with the 11-inch side going the same direction as the grooves, and we're going to score at 2.5 inches and at 5 3/4. Alright, then what we're going to do is bring in our tabletop cutter, and we're going to take and slide this paper in and cut it at the 5.5-inch mark on the 11-inch side. So now we have the starters of 2 invitations. Next, we're going to use our Big Shot to emboss the portion that measures 5.5 by 2 3/4. So this portion. And with my original wedding invitation, I used the vintage wallpaper embossing folder by Stampin' Up. For my shower invitation, I used the houndstooth one, and then I took the So Saffron ink pad and I lightly went over it to highlight the houndstooth. But this time we're going to use the Elegant Lines embossing folder. Before we emboss, we're going to take and use our 3/16 inch corner rounder punch, and we are going to round the corners. And you want to make sure that you round the corners first, because it's a lot harder to do it after you've embossed. Now you need to decide if you want the negative or the positive side up. So if you want raised edges or if you want them to go down. I want raised edges. So to do that, you're going to take your card, and you've already folded it, so this side folds in. You'll notice that the back side of the embossing folder is slightly smaller than the front. You're going to line that back side up with the fold mark so that it folds in like that. Just line that up so you get a nice even embossing. And then with your card laying out flat, you're going to lay it down on your tab 2. On tab 1 with one of the clear plates down, and then put another clear plate on top of it. And you're going to go ahead and crank it through. And when you're done, you will end up with that. So when it's closed, it'll look like this. Alright, our next step is we're going to lay this out flat with the raised edge up. I'm going to take my pink Pirouette ink pad and just going to lightly go over it to help make some of this pop. And all I'm doing is dragging my open ink pad across it. Just like that. So it just gives a little more accent to that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Now for this card, I decided to make it a birth announcement. So I used the Stampin' Up's Little Edition stamp set. And on a piece of that measures 3 3/8 by 2 3/8. I stamped the name, birth date, time, weight, and length. I also stamped the little chair and some of the frames. Now, that frame stamp originally had 3 frames, so I used my markers, so I only got 2, and I omitted the So Cute and added in the It's a Girl stamp. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm adding sticky strip because I want to make sure that this stays. So I'm just adding a few pieces to the back. Alright, I already have my adhesive on the back of here. Took off my backing for my sticky strip. First I'm going to lay down my mat. My mat is a 3.5 by 2.5 piece of Poppy Parade. And I'm going to just center that on my flap. So whenever it's closed up, the first thing you open up, you're going to see this spot. And if you're going to use this for a wedding invitation and you want to put a photo there, a wallet-sized engagement photo will fit in this mat perfectly. But since we're making the birth announcement, we're just going to mat this so it fits perfectly there. Alright, now just for reference, I have this piece of Very Vanilla, which is a 3" by 5". And that would be perfect for a 3x5 picture of your little new one. Now I have a 5.5 by 1.5" piece of Poppy Parade, which I'm going to line up at the bottom, which will create a nice little pocket. And I also use sticky strip on the bottom and the 2 sides so that the pocket will not go anywhere, but it'll be flat, not to bulk up your card. And in here you could put, if you're using it as a wedding invite, your RSVP or directions to the wedding and reception. For this one I would put more wallet-sized photos maybe, or more information about the birth and stuff like that. Now, on my wedding announcement, I made a digitally created this information and printed it off. For my shower invite, I created using just a plain piece of ivory cardstock. I stamped the who, what, when, where, and RSVP from the You're Invited set. And then I masked it using Post-its, brayered over it to create the So Saffron color, and then stamped the background parlor prints, and then remove the Post-its. Now this inside piece, if you want to make it the full size that you can, it's slightly larger than the picture, and it measures 5 inches by 3 1/8, just in case you need a little extra room for more information. So these are my invites. It's a shower, the wedding invite, and then your new little addition. And for this one, I plan on tying it up with some of the Poppy Parade ribbon. Alright, I went ahead and I tied it, and I decided just to do a simple knot for this one in the Poppy Parade. Now, like I mentioned earlier, on my shower card, I created the bow so that it could slide freely, so you can attach it there, so you could hang it up or put it in a scrapbook page to remember. But on my wedding invite, since I knew that lots of people would be opening it, I didn't want the ribbon to get lost, so I used a little bit of sticky strip on the back and the center to make sure that the ribbon didn't fall off. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.